Hello everyone and welcome back to another WARNO Deck Deep Dive, this time featuring the 27th Guards Moto, the Soviet division that is pushed to the limits as it is designed around the Division 90 system and the new modernized Soviet division setup with all the fancy toys as well. And yeah, it really is a real strong division at the moment as well with all those toys. So let's have a jump in and let's have a look on all these sexy things. Starting in the logistics step, where you have a good amount of choices, but nothing too crazy. We have a BMP2 CV here and a BTR 80 that we take, and to have some quick one and one that can defend itself a bit, with a Conquerors on top as well, and then some Urals and some MTLBs as supply, to bring a good amount of supplies, because with good RG choices this deck will need 3 cards of supplies for sure, but you can't really afford a FSP here, the fourth supply point, too expensive in this deck, because one of its weaknesses for sure is that it is not the cheapest deck around. Infantry tab, you get a good couple of units as well. Moto Strelkys with BTR 80s, bring good firepower, but are also relatively expensive for transport. Moto Strelky Medis here, good as well. Odleni Podorichki I like as a flanking unit that can kill with its RPG. You also can combine them nicely with Saperis as a killer combo in forests. That's why I always bring them around when I have them, and so I do here again. Saperis coming around as well, as cheap CQC unit that can come quickly in the gas and relatively affordable. And yeah, so these two are for that reason. I haven't found the 50 cals and the 30mm too useful. That's why these guys are here. Conquerors M, really strong, really important, because you will need high hitting ATGMs in good spots to be able to deal with opponents here in this deck. And yeah, the 23 is something that other pack divisions just don't get. So the Conquerors M here, really hot tool to deal with flanking heavier tanks. And especially good in a mirror matchup actually, as it is a tandem round against NATO divisions. Not too impactful, as there's few eras around where it actually comes into play. BMP2 AGs with Moto Strelky RPG 27th to have some cheap or cheaper option. BMP2 actually, not AG. Yeah, BMP2 Moto Strelky RPG here to have a cheaper IV option, and then 2 BMP3 ones, all with 1 vet, so that the IV gets some bonuses as well on the ATGM accuracy and so on. That's why I went with veterancy here. It leaves you in a relatively low number, but these are really expensive infantry units, so being on 41 here is fine, as these are some of the most expensive infantry that you can bring, as the BMP3 is just so expensive, but it's also really good. Fast flying ATGM and a great fire support gun really help out big time with pushes, so you really want to have these BMP3 rounds in some shape or form, but having some BMP2s that are a bit more affordable around that you can bring in is nice as well, as not every spot the BMP3 really is worthwhile buying into. Artillery, really strong in this deck as well. You have a lot of 1-cost slots. We have some Nonas if you need a lot of fire support on the front line with some more accurate fire. These can rotate quickly around, can help out in a pinch as AT as well, though they are not really worth it with the 110 for that. The BM21 Grad, if you need to really shut something down, you get 2 of those for smoke play, some mortars, and then if you need some accurate artillery, we have the guided ammunition Akatsuya, the only guided ammunition howitzer currently in the game. We most likely will see more in the future, but so far it's the only one. And yeah, it's not as strong anymore as other artillery is more accurate if you get them closer now as well, but you can still shoot this with this one from the rear and use its extra bonus accuracy then. And yeah, it's still a nice sniper unit, and for 260 it's worthwhile the extra cost. But and yeah, you only need 1 of those usually, otherwise you would buy 2 normal Akatsias. So yeah, just get 1 there. And then tank tab, you obviously need some TADBVs, a leader here, one vet TADBV, and to have a couple more here, 1 0 vet TADBV card, so you have 8 tanks. That's usually a number that gets you through a game decently. And then the Sprut for holding flanks and also being able to give some HE fire support, helping out your infantry in some spots. Like there are some spots where these anti-tank guns really can do both really well, and with the high penetration, they one-shot anything that runs into them quite nicely as well. So that's why we bring the Sprut in here. The BRDM Conqueror's M is interesting as well, interesting little vehicle, but we have enough IVs to fill the space with ATGMs, so that's why I don't take this. Recon, the Mi-24K, pretty important. You don't get any amazing forward deployments, so yeah, having them around is quite nice. You get the Spetsradredka, which still have the kilo-born thing shown, but they actually spawn further back nowadays. But they can be still quite nice. Strong firepower here. They don't have special forces, but they have a GSR. They have good weapons, so they are still a really good choice. Good AT launcher here with the RPG-26 for recon as well. So yeah, they still do the job as your GSR. You don't want to fight with them, but they can fight if need be. And then the Modvadredka with a BMP2 recon is a nice combo for your IRV big pushes or tank pushes to have in there, or like holding a flank on their own nicely as a combo as well, while it's giving you recon. So I think those are always worthwhile to bring as well. Expansive recon as well, another tab where you could get away cheaply, but I think the Moto, the argument here is too good to not take it, and then the other slots get pretty pricey quite quickly. AA tab, we get some good stuff. The saturation here, Strela 10 amps. The Tor has become more interesting lately with the cheaper price, but I still feel like the Strela 10 M3 is just more reliable. Same range against helicopter, great accuracy there too, and not being able to be hit by seed, plus Armisad's not losing tracking as easily, makes the Strela 10 M3 more reliable in my eyes, even though it has less range against aircraft. And then the Tunguska here on high veterancy as a... That's the only way I think it's worthwhile considering them. So yeah, so that you don't get overrun here, I bring them with high veterancy, where then the gun also really becomes super scary. E-glass with 1 low veterancy as well, giving them a bit quicker reload time and a bit more accuracy. And then yeah, more than 6 you usually don't want to use of these either. And then helicopters, good amount of rocket and 1 AA. The AA often can be nice against enemies that open up with helicopters, like 2nd UK or something like the 6 Moto, in combination with the Mi-24K spots. The Mi-24V AA shoots them down. That can be nice, and then the Rocket 1 is a really cost-efficient tool as well. And then AirTap is more defensive. It's MiG-29s and MiG-23 MLDs. The only SVRD fighters you get is both taken, and then a cheap rocket plane that also can, in a pinch, help out in the air, as it tests some R60Ms here as well with the Su-17, and is decently cost efficient as a head-on fighter there at least as well, if need be. So that's the reason here for these guys, and you don't really need to bomb anything. So the T8M not really functional at the moment. So yeah, that's why we have these guys here instead. The artillery really does the killing for you, and the infantry together with the BMP3 does it as well. So yeah, the air tap, a bit of a weakness of the deck, and in general the deck needs a bit of time to go. No forward deployment, obviously a weakness as well, so you need to be playing a bit around that. But once you get your critical mass of BMP3s, solid infantry, and TDBVs plus fire support here onto the battlefield, it is one of the best decks out there. It just needs to get there first. So yeah, let me know down below what do you think about 27 at the moment, what you might change a bit in the deck as well, and let's get a bit of a discussion going on there. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye, and have a great day.